Hey, welcome back to the channel. Over here, Cork's Critical Thinking Corner. So what do you think about all this news right now? I'd love to hear your comments. Tell me about all this stuff. I mean, how do you feel about all the money you got in the bank basically losing its value? You know, everybody keeps on telling me about how, the price of bread's going up and the price of milk is going up, but not realizing it's not the idea that the price is going up, it's the idea that the value of your dollar is going down. I mean, I've got a little deal going with myself, and that is that, do I fly for an operation if the price of gold goes up to $2,500 by July? I think it's going to hit $2,500 by July for the price of 1 ounce. And if that happens, that means we're going to hit 5,000 by fall. We hit 5,000 by fall. And that's what people have been talking about. They talked about that last year. Gerald Salente, he's been saying that for quite a while. And you know what? He's been pretty accurate. So I'm thinking about a lot of things. I hope you're thinking about a lot of things. And isn't it interesting how they're just basically trying to distract us with the wars over in Europe, with China and Taiwan. And so what if China did do a cyber attack on the ship that hit, on the dolly that hit the Baltimore Key Bridge? Now, if I wanted to distract the people from the idea that you could basically be starving by this winter because you can't afford to buy food, because you didn't prepare, because you didn't move into the country, you didn't get together with somebody in the country. You don't have to buy land. You don't have to buy anything. There's a lot of people who live in the country who need help just to work their land. Like in the old days, remember? That's why there are large families that owned land. I think we're going to go back to that again. Whether it's an actual biological family or it's an extended family of people who just collect together and basically try to support themselves on property, on land, on rural land that they can actually do some agriculture on. What are your thoughts about this? I mean, have you been thinking about this? I've been thinking about this a lot. I started thinking about this when I came back from Korea in 2008, when I was doing a contract for the Korean Army back then. And I came back, and that's right about the time that the price of fuel went up 25 cents. I mean, that's a joke now. 25 cents. Remember that? Are you old enough to remember that? The price of food was going through the roof, but more importantly is that truckers were saving money by staying home and not delivering food into the cities. Now they don't want to deliver food into cities like LA and stuff like that because they don't want to be hijacked. But remember back in 2008? And that was just 25 cents. Man, you look back at that, just a 25 cent fuel increase. Compare that with what we got now. And the shelves in San Francisco were empty for 2 weeks. That's what got me thinking about it. Basically saying, where could I move that I could live off the land? Either through hunting and fishing, as I'd done previously, which is back in Alaska, or now with ag, basically working a homestead. So, and that's hard up here. It's a totally different experience than it is back in the lower 48. You got to deal with things like, in case you haven't noticed. Yeah. But my high tunnels have got almost 80 degrees in there right now. It's like freezing at night here outside, but it's 80 degrees. So I got to start prepping that pretty soon. I'll take you in there. I'll take you in there next week. But anyway, I hope you folks are thinking about things. But beyond thinking about things, I hope you're doing things. Because what I get, and tell me if I'm wrong, or just tell me what you think about what the Key Bridge was all about. Was it the idea that they want to distract us from from the fact that the economy is tanking, and it's tanking quicker and quicker, to the point that they'd prefer for you just to stay home and just be good little sheeple. And suddenly you realize you're starving to death and you can't get out. You can't get out of town. You can't get out of anywhere. That's why they want those 15-minute cities. If they got you in a 15-minute city, they're basically doing to you what we did back in Central America, which was we moved the guerrillas out of the country and into the city so we could control them. Same thing. That's the same model we had back in Vietnam. Think about that. Now it's being done to us. 15-minute cities. 15-minute cities so they can control you. If you get a little uppity, all they got to do is turn off the water, turn off the power. Do that in the winter, and you won't be waking up in the morning. So I hope I'm getting you to think about things. That's what this channel is all about, is critical thinking. Think ahead. Think about what's going to happen. Remember, I'm here because of something that I thought up back in 2008, and thank God I did. I knew I had to get back here. I knew I had to get out in the rural. I knew I had to get back into the traditions of my ancestors, your ancestors. I know it's hard. Let me tell you, it's tough stuff. Working in the field. I mean, a lot of people like to watch these channels where a guy's building the cabin or work in the rural. And then you find out later that, oh, it's just like reality TV where it's like they're paying somebody to do the work and then they come in with just a camera. No, I'm talking about really working and getting out there and doing it. And it's hard because a lot of people have just been raised in the city. Shoot, I'm a city kid. I was born and raised in some of the most metropolitan areas of the world. Vietnam, Singapore, San Francisco. Shoot, I'm 2 generations away from, well, was it my great-grandfather? Oh, yeah, that's 3 generations. Is that 3? Yeah, so father, grandfather, great-grandfather. Yeah, my great-grandfather was the one who sold his portion of the corn farm in Iowa, 800 acres in Iowa. He sold it in 1910 and moved to Fort Shaw, Montana, and opened up a country store with my grandfather and the rest of the family. And they lived there for about 5 years until my great uncle passed away. And he's buried over there, by the way. If you ever go to Fort Shaw, Montana, stop by at the Cavalry Cemetery. He's buried in there. He's got a nice stone. I visit every once in a while when I go into Montana, which I'm trying not to leave Alaska right now with all the stuff that's been happening. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to start doing more of these. It's kind of hard, you know, because if you're actually working on a property, doing the actual work, not paying somebody to do it all the time for you, takes into your time. Shoot, I'm supposed to be finished with a book right now about my experiences in the war in Central America. I was supposed to be done with that 3 months ago. Working in rural is hard work, let me tell you. Anyway, I'll see you on the other side, or as we used to say, hasta el otro lado. Ciao.